Good evening, Jaguars. We're going to get ready here to start the analysis of our video from Weslaco. As always, I invite you to pause, review, and rewind. Even though I may not cover yourself or the section, just be sure to identify any inconsistencies that we might have and make sure that we start working to correct those. All right, here we go. So right here, we just got to make sure we're picking up instruments at the same time. If you look closely as we slow this down, we have different variations at different times when the instruments are picked up. We just got to make sure that we lock those times in and just watch the drum major and keep counting. Make sure that we're lining these things up. Low brass right here in this section, this 3 time is getting a lot better. And I know that the responsibility has lessened, but it's much improved. And of course, this is a musical moment that we'll have to adjust from the teacher side. Yeah, inside voices, French horns, and mellophones, you guys have the main melody in the scene. You really got to push that sound out to get your lyric to hear out, just like the low brass instead. Okay, right here, we need to really look at whether we're supposed to be on the yard line or in between. But according to this form, it's you're either on the line or in the middle. So we got to make sure we hit these points. Okay, so, and then woodwind's coming up here through the front as I rewind the video and I come forward. If you look at that foot time, that's some of the things that Mr. Jones and Mr. Cothran were talking about. Just getting that heel to drive forward and hit with the downbeat of the drum major's hands. And then the arrival right in this section. When do we stop? We have different versions of when we close, toe heel close. You'll see it right here with this person and with these group of 3. Close, and then the next group closes. So just got to make sure we're more consistent with that section. A lot better. Good impact in there, band. And whoever this was on the mat, you need to be careful when that move happens, okay? That's an 8 count move, and you should be directly behind somebody. These are vertical lines, and a lot of judges, they will not forgive that. So making sure that we're turning around, we're in the right spot. Anytime we make changes or we clean stuff, it needs to retain from one rehearsal to the next performance, all right? Good. I like seeing that this curve really locked into this section. This form is getting better into being read. And let me make sure I can trace this out pretty good. So from the box, that's basically what we're trying to read. And the only thing we need to worry about is watching the intervals, making sure we're landing in the right spot and to leave the holes where they belong. And make sure that that spacing is correct. Right here, like right in this section, that looks really good. And then we get a little bit off there, and then we're squeezing tight here between these two individuals. So just be cognizant. Now that we're hitting the shape pretty well, we got to watch those intervals, okay? Right in here, flutes. We worked on this in rehearsal. After this 8-count move, you got to do a hip flip. We got to do a hip flip right in this section. So I'm talking basically to the group that I worked with in rehearsal right here. After the 12-count move into the little Dorito set, it should be 9, 10, 11, 12, and then change directions. 9, 10, 11, 12. Change directions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then here's count 8. There's 8, and then hip flip. So majority of you guys are doing that correctly, but we got a few individuals that are just not quite getting that set into that hip flip, and it's going to help into the next set. A lot readable. This form is a lot readable also. Like we're starting to read a little bit better. You can see the shapes moving. You just got to make sure that the music in the section plays. And let me back up. This section is so critical because it's such an easy picture to see. And any well-trained judge, like we're going to have in here the next few weeks, they're going to know that these lines are supposed to be vertical lines on the split, line, split, line, split. And we just have way too many people not meeting that. Let me see if I can get right onto the introduction of that set. So we're transitioning, and we arrive. So we gotta work. I mean, this picture really, in reality, it really didn't hit. It's specifically this group right here. Let me see. We have this group made it. This individual didn't make. This one didn't make. Didn't make. That group didn't make it. This vertical line didn't make it. This one didn't make it. Let's see if we can move over a little bit more. Back out. Let's check this other side. Looks like this group made it. This group didn't. You didn't make the split. You're more like at a 3.5. These two individuals were good. This line's almost good except for open feet, closed feet. This line's almost good. This group didn't make it. This group definitely didn't make it. Didn't make it. Yeah, it's just there's too many inconsistencies. Okay, we really got to address this move. It's just an 8-count move. Okay, and honestly, man, it just comes down to the setup. Like, how are you setting this picture up? And then feet. Let's look at the feet real quick. So we missed the picture. At the very least, we got to get clean feet. And as you notice, like our beat, like some people are putting the beat in the front of their foot, middle of the foot, or the back of the foot. We're all not striking the ground at the same time. It should look like a bunch of little scissors out there. Kick, 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 and kick, kick, and kick, and kick. And it's not good. I really like, I will give you one little compliment right here. Whoever this is, right in there. Excellent hip flip. I like that. Here it comes. Switch. Very good. Very good hip flip. And that's the effect that you're looking for when you're transitioning between sets, set to set. The form's readable. It's just, it's too globby. It's too globby. It's too, your feet are too, not in time. And again, we're waiting for that musical moment. Everybody has to play. Everybody has to play. You got to know what you're playing, when to play it, and how to play it. And hard release, hard breath release on that section. All right, let's try it one more time. Almost happened, just not quite. In the section flutes, I think it's a good idea to put your horns down. You guys you're not really playing in that section quite yet. And it's awkward. It's awkward that a lot of the instruments are down and your group You still have horns up right in there too. So just make sure in the set that you put horns down, and one measure before whatever that count is, pop the horn back up. Maybe that's something we can look at this coming week. Trumpets, where did you go? I don't hear trumpets. I hear a trumpet. Low brass. We got to get better with the feet. You got to get better with the feet here, low brass. All this entire section right here. Just watch the feet. Yikes. We're not all striking the ground at the same time. Some of us are, but a majority aren't. So it kind of ruins it for everybody. Where's the crescendo? We're supposed to be getting loud, and you hear it in the intensity of the drums. It's something. It's the pitch feature, and then you're supposed to come in with this big impact, and then hit. Yeah, we all got here at different times, musically and feet-wise. We all arrived at a different time, which at times can have a pretty traumatic effect with the music. We're not all closing at the same time. Toyo, close. Toyo, close. So yeah, it's just the set's quite. I mean, we're just not mentally engaging the music and the drill and putting the music with the feet. All of this stuff is related to each other. They all tie in. So if you're getting to your set later, you're putting the beats at different places of the foot, like it's gonna mess up your performance. We got to start making that relation and start committing to the excellence and committing to the phrase. You hear the drum line; they're creating this momentum, and as wind players, and now I'm talking to the wind players, we're just not matching that. Is there improvement? There's definite improvement. I don't want you to think that this is just I'm just going to be throwing a bunch of shade on you guys. It's just there's now it's very obvious that there's musical moments that as winds. In the wind section, we're just completely missing, guys. You got to play to your soundtrack. If you hear the momentum increasing, everybody's got to increase, and we got to do it together, okay? And we'll continue to identify those things this coming week. Yep, whoops. And color guard, what's going on here, guard? This is super, like that. That's visual focus because the band's holding, so now it's on you, guard. It's just a lot of chaos. It's not moving together. We're not all facing the same directions. Poles are not moving. And I understand some of these guys and gals are in different organizations. It's going to be up to us just to get them on the same page, These specific places, like this is the stuff you really need to focus on, guard. Yeah, there's just no focus here, guard. You get there and kind of like, okay, do we start spinning now or later? Where are we? Yeah, we didn't really contribute to that ending. And then dancers, we need to be able to hold that, or take it out, change it. Woodwinds, when are we going to figure this out? When are we going to figure this out? Look how your feet move. Heels hitting at different times. The turn was good. Y'all turned correctly. Just make sure it's in time, But look at just the feet is a very big concern. And then the spacing. There's the feet, and then you work your way up, and you see these huge gaps, and then these super tight intervals. It's just really, really tight, I believe it's let's back it up. Let's see how we start. What kind of intervals we start in. Looks like we go twos. Yeah, we're gonna have to check this out. Is this supposed to be split or two-step interval? There's just these huge gaps in here. This is something that I'll take a look at the drill, and we'll try to clarify that better for you all. That might be on us. That might be on the teaching staff. So we'll check it out. Yeah, just look at those feet. Delicious. Deliciously out of time. Yeah, here we need to be looking at Aisha. She's right there. Now this group I'll probably conduct for you. For this little group right here, but this entire group, you need to be watching drum majors. They're all right. Look, you got plenty of majors. You got 4 points of reference for time. Very nice vibrato soloist, thank you. Yeah, just trying not to chop that phrase, soloist. These are nice forms, nice pictures, readable for the box, so that's good. So we're telling the judges we're trained, we know what we're doing, but we're not really detailing like the stuff that matters, you know, all the lower body stuff. You know, we just gotta move in time, guys. Let me hear that one more time. Mid voices, it gets a little dicey there on the tone. Just watch your tone. Oh yeah, that's definitely not a good pitch. And at this point, all of us are supposed to be all out. This is what Mr. Tanner likes to call, Mr. Jones likes to call it a gospel section. We should be rocking out full volume. Everybody's contributing. I mean, they're just long notes, guys. And that should allow Brandon to like really go off on his drum set solo. Sustain, big note, big sound, and we add on. And then take clean release, and boom, we're in the fourth movement. Okay. So that's what I got for you guys this evening. I hope this helps. Give it a good gander, give it a good listen, watch the tape a few times, and really analyze and get a lot of this stuff down. I appreciate your time. See you guys on Monday.